what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Conspiracy Theories with Ike, and of course, welcome to another Friday video with Geek-Stew. I got those mixed up, but that's alright. We're on a good day. Today's going to be a good day. I want to give a real quick special thank you to everybody who is watching right now, and I want to thank you so much for giving us a like and a subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, please do it. I'm going to have to start doing what like the other people do when they do these videos. I'm going to show you the graph. I'm going to show it to you. Are you ready? Look at that. Most of the people, and I mean this, most of the people who watch my channel are not subscribed, and that's completely fine. I'm so grateful for our traveling friends who just come by to watch my videos. I love it. Thank you so much for supporting me. But if you are a traveling companion of ours, go ahead and leave a subscribe, because you can then have us on your little toolbar on YouTube, and you'll have a little notification thing that shows that I have a video uploaded, and you can watch all of my conspiracy theory videos that go up every Friday. And you can check out the Controversy podcast that we post once a week on Wednesdays. We have a lot of fun on the Controversy podcast, and I think that everybody would like it, so check it out if you haven't already. I think last week we didn't put one up, and in my Friday video that I recorded prior to like the Wednesday, I was like, check out Controversy, and then we didn't do one, so I seem kind of like a liar. But I actually have one coming up this week. You'll have already seen it, hopefully, by the time this video is up on Friday. But if you haven't, go watch it, go check it out. And if you did check it out, you would know that we have a Discord. That's right, we have a Discord. Yes. If you like Discord and you want to catch up with us, me and Salsa do monitor the Discord. We will be in there talking to people. And we have a lot of different channels for a lot of different things, including like a Q&A section. So feel free to check it out if you like Discord. We'll have conversation. We'll chat with you guys there. It's awesome. I'm super stoked for it. So that's pretty much it. So today, guys, we're going to get into a theory. I'm going to be honest with you up front. This theory is not super serious. So don't take it seriously. But today's theory is about RuneScape.nyc. So as we jump into context, I want to real quick give a special thanks to Cicada1205. Cicada1205 is the wonderful creator of this iceberg that this conspiracy theory is from, that a lot of these conspiracy theories are from. I've done a couple that don't appear on this iceberg and similar concepts, but specifically I've been really focusing on this iceberg. It seems to be a lot of people's interest. This iceberg is very popular. You've probably seen it everywhere. I know a lot of people came here from TikTok, so thank you to those folks on TikTok who do this. I also was featured in someone's video just briefly, and I will actually link that down below as well. So if you can go check out their video, because they did give me a little bit of, I would say, a clout boost, if you will. They gave a little snippet of me talking about the Paleolithic deep state. Jesus Christ. But today we're going to be talking about RuneScape.nyc. So now that we're past all that introduction stuff, let's talk about some context. So some wonderful context for you, in case you didn't know. RuneScape is a video game. If you've never played RuneScape, you are truthfully missing out. It was a pioneering moment in my childhood that I will forever remember, getting onto one of my early computers in the early 2000s and logging in and seeing this RuneScape that my brothers were playing. I have multiple younger brothers. So as the older brother, I was like, oh, I got to play this too. So logging in and seeing the wonderful world of RuneScape. RuneScape is a MMORPG released on January 4th, 2001. Holy crap, medieval fantasy RPGs. I mean, it was like, I don't want to say this was like early Skyrim by any means, but I feel like this definitely pioneered the way for a lot of other similar concept games and pioneering the medieval fantasy genre. Obviously, there was still the genre to begin with, but it definitely introduced people in the new technological age to a different version of this genre. So if you've never played RuneScape, this may not make a whole lot of sense to you, but just know that it's an MMORPG. Feel free to Google it, check it out. There's plenty of people on YouTube who've made videos about it. I know they've come out with multiple versions of it, including like a mobile version of the game, which is absolutely insane to me, considering that I had to play it on some real shitty desktop when I was like 10. But yeah, super great, super interesting. RuneScape, the basic functions as I remember it. You start with a character, you can barter, bid, gamble for different things, you can purchase, go on quests, a lot of grinding. You have to really grind in the game to level up. You have different categories like smithing, sword making, or different stuff like that, and you have to level up each of those categories to improve and be able to do different things. One of the biggest things about this game is that you can do trading and you can barter and you can sell goods. Basically, it's kind of created as sort of a realistic enterprise that you have to embark on as a character and a playable entity, if you will. So really, it's honestly a really cool game, really cool concept. Definitely would introduce real life concepts to people. I would feel like at a really young age, because they had things like they had something similar to like a stock exchange, for instance, and I could go on forever. But there's a lot of really cool stuff that RuneScape did good, and a lot of really cool stuff that RuneScape did that really mirrored real life. So that's what it is. RuneScape is that. RuneScape is great. If you need more information than that, or if you're curious what it looks like, check it out. YouTube has plenty of videos, I promise you. But now we're actually going to talk about what today's theory is about. It is about RuneScape, but specifically it's called RuneScape.nyc. So this conspiracy theory iceberg specifically talks about one version of this theory. There's also another it's honestly, I feel like the theory that I'm talking about today is the sub theory, but there is one theory that I kind of have to show you first before we can get into this. So the following is a green text, and it's from 4chan, so I'm going to throw it up, pause it, and read it. It'll be up for like 20 seconds. So if you can read it in 20 seconds, great. If not, pause it, read it through. It'll make sense, and then I'll be back in just like that period of time. But basically, this is like the context of where this theory came from. But this is like the beginnings of the theory, if you will. In my opinion, this is like where it started. So here's the green text. Alright, so I'm back. So I hope you enjoyed that green text. I don't know if anybody really enjoys green text per se, but so basically the long story short is that the world within RuneScape very closely mimics that of NYC, New York City. This was posted by someone who deleted their account, so either A, they just deleted it, was a throwaway account, or maybe the government found him because... I'm kidding. So NYC mimics sort of what RuneScape is, having the multiple boroughs and subdivisions of New York City, and it all kind of centers around like the center and like the New York Stock Exchange and all that stuff. So it's kind of a thing. I mean, realistically, I don't really put that much weight into this, obviously, because I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but there are plenty of people who make video games that center around something like this, and it doesn't necessarily have to mimic NYC. But the interesting thing I should say about this is that this then spawned an additional theory, which is what the iceberg is referencing. So this is where shit gets a little off the rails. So I'm not gonna lie to you. This may be one of those theories where you sit there and you're like, okay, look, this makes absolutely no fucking sense. Like, I'm not about to buy into this bullshit. Which honestly is what I thought. Even on the iceberg Reddit, when I was kind of reading through the comments, some people were like, hey, what's this theory? And then like somebody would respond with what the theory is, and they're like, okay, well, that's really shitty, so all right. So basically, the actions and things that you do in RuneScape. So in RuneScape, you can click on your guy or gal or individual, and you can have them commit different actions. You can fight people, you can teleport around, you can chat with people, you can buy stuff, you can create stuff, you can cut down trees and this, that, and the other, and everything else. Like, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do. When you make them do something, any of that good stuff, what happens is that you are actually controlling a human drone who is being controlled in an underground military base below New York.
Boy, That escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
And this was created as some form of social experiment. Okay, so like I mentioned, shit went a little off the rails at some point when they were making this theory. They're like, it's like when people are like, oh, the earth's flat, and then people respond with, you believe in the earth? Yeah, that's kind of what this is. Like, honestly, I read this and I was like, I mean, I guess what proof is there to this? But basically what I think happened, because when you Google this, what comes up is the RuneScape looking like New York, right? That has the multiple boroughs, and then you have the middle stock exchange. So the first theory that you find when you Google this is, hey, RuneScape is sort of shaped and modeled similar to that of New York City. So that's what comes up. But then apparently somebody took it a step further and then was like, oh wait, actually there's a military facility under New York where you're controlling human drones in a RuneScape-esque environment for a social experiment. Now, first of all, if you've never seen the movie Us, I'm getting some real big Us vibes from this. It's like the Upside Down from Stranger Things or something. But yeah, so basically that's the long and short of it. I mean, what else is there to say? Basically, you are playing a game, but your game has real life consequences. It's like you die in your nightmares, you die in real life. You kill somebody in RuneScape, somebody dies in real life, I guess. But then they have like this unlimited supply of, I guess, drones to replace the characters and NPCs, and I don't know how regen and coming back to life works or any of that really, but the theory is pretty hollow, if you will. But yeah, I mean, that's the end of it. There's really nothing else to tell you other than apparently there's a social experiment being conducted under New York City in some military bunker or whatever the fuck. And basically we're controlling said drones while playing RuneScape. So take that for what you will. So this one actually may be a shorter video because there's really nothing else for me to talk about in regards to this theory. I mean, really, the long and short of it is that military base under New York City conducting a social experiment where your actions in RuneScape control actual human drones. So again, take that for what you will. Now, as for my opinion regarding this, do I believe in this theory? Absolutely not. I do sort of believe in the whole, like, it might be modeled somewhat after, like, New York City, because it makes sense. I mean, they got to find their inspiration from somewhere. And I mean, New York City is pretty historical, and I mean, it's been around for a while. I mean, it makes sense. Do I believe that there are human drones stuck in a military facility below New York City, for some form of social experiment regarding RuneScape? Not quite. Because something tells me that, if we had some kind of an us situation going on and some, I don't know, private entity was working with the government. Okay, I say that we would know, but I mean, realistically, I guess we wouldn't, because when do we ever know anything that's happening with the government? So take that for what you will. But I really don't think this is happening, and if it is, someone needs to find a tunnel or just dig a hole straight down under the stock exchange. I mean, who knows what you're going to find doing that, but regardless, I guess we need to get some people out here to figure out what the fuck's going on. If we got some gigantic military facility the size of New York, under New York, that's being used for this social experiment. So anyhow, I don't really buy into it, but let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Honestly, this is one of those theories that I did not want to talk about it, but at the same time, I was like, if I talk about this, it's not gonna, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is pretty fucking unrealistic. Like, I've never talked about a theory that, like, I've honestly thought about putting a disclaimer like, this is not fucking real, guys. Like, this is one of those ones where, like, I have no thought in my mind. Like, I am 99% sure, 99.99% sure that this is not real. Like, God's last wish, God's ego death, there's ambiguity because things like that, those are concepts, right? There's always ambiguity with things like concepts. Or things like the prenatal quantum nightmare, the Paleolithic deep state. Again, there's ambiguity because there is sort of a unknown, I guess, but it almost, not that it makes sense, but it almost kind of alludes to, this doesn't seem terribly outrageous, but when you think about like RuneScape.nyc, like I can't think of anything more outrageous than that. So with that being said, and I do apologize for whatever the hell that noise was, I don't even know. Anyways, with that being said, go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below your thoughts about this specific theory or about any of the theories that I talked about before. And I want to start doing some theories revisited kind of thing. So I want to go back and sort of revisit some theories that I've talked about. I know I haven't been doing this for too long, but some people have asked me to kind of go back and do some further elaborating on some different things. So if there are any theories you want me to specifically revisit and see if I can find any additional information or new information on, let me know down below. Hit us up on the Discord, because I promise you we're going to have a good time in Discord. Hit us up on that Q&A section and leave as many questions as you want, and we'll answer them in our 500 subscribers video, because at the rate we're going, we're going to hit 500 subscribers before November. And in November, me and Salsa, the gentleman that I do the Control Oversee podcast with, he and I are going to be in the same place at the same time, and I'm going to get him on film, I'm going to get him on camera, and we're going to have a conversation about some Q&As, talk about our progress and where we started and where we are. So we're going to do that in November, Black Friday. Keep an eye out for it. But anyways, I'm going to end it there. I've been rambling. Everything's in the description down below. Some stuff's at the end as well. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, stay awesome. We'll see you in the next one. See ya.